They're going to come your way. So much so that you won't know what to do when they come your way. So many of them are going to be coming down, beating down your door, because you have the one thing they don't have. You have stability. Why? Because you have the understanding of this truth, this knowledge, which is going to keep you stable. Isaiah 33:6, the scriptures do not lie, brothers.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
I told you, two things that have brought these women to astronomical heights of pride. That's the feminism and social media, man. And you can't compete with that. You can't compete with that. Okay? So what's your next course of action? You know it's not going to last forever. Social media and feminism is not going to last forever. What's going to destroy social media and feminism? When all hell breaks loose. Now the ball is going to be in our court. Now these women are going to run us down because they're going to need one thing: guidance and protection. That's where we come in. And it really won't matter what you look like, as long as you're a real man and you can stand in the face of adversity and you have guidance and protection, or they're going to run you down, man. All kind of beautiful bitches are going to run you down, man. It's going to make your head spin. Okay? Come on, brothers. Come on.
Isaiah 4. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel.
All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who will well teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect and the Akim out there pushing this word and its truth into sincerity across the 4 winds in the names of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right, and the brother Anaf from GMS Mississippi camp. All right, I'm back at you with another lesson today. All right, and this lesson here going to be going into the part 2 of the lesson that we previously did, going into the strong delusion. All right, that part 1 was going into, the strong delusion, which was, the wandering, the straying, and the false belief. All right, and this lesson here we're going to be touching on, and there's many precepts that you can get for, and many different avenues that you can go with this one here. So this might get broken up into different parts as well, so through the spirit, we'll just see how it rolls out. Okay. All right, but for the sake of this lesson here, we're gonna go with these couple of precepts I have here. All right, and then we'll go from there. All right, but again, this here will be going into the cure. All right, that cure for that strong delusion. All right, and there, like I said, there's multiple different steps and different layers to this thing as well. All right, but there's that initial phase. All right, which getting into, we always talk about is that fear. All right, you got to have that fear in Yahweh Shema Shah, because if you don't have that fear in Yahweh Shema Shah, Yahweh Shema Shah can't you can't be worked with. All right, you can't be talked to, you can't be reasoned with. There's no type of conversation that can be had. Because there's no way around that fear in Yahweh Shema Shah, and there's a multitude of precepts. All right, to back that up. All right, and we'll go into those. All right. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive into these scriptures. All right, into these precepts. All right, so we're gonna open up with 1 Corinthians 14 and 33, because we were talking about that strong delusion that's on these people. Because if you want if you continue to wander off and go away and stray off and do everything like that and be unto these idols, then hey, The Lord he'll hand you over to that. He'll let you over into that delusion or that confusion. All right. But Yahweh Shema Shah is not the author of confusion, all right, but of peace. All right, so we're gonna grab that precept to start out. All right, this is that book of First Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 33. All right, First Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33. For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. All right, so if the Most High Yahweh Shema Shah is supping with you, all right, if he's amongst the ministry, all right, if he's amongst, we'll just leave it at that, or we'll take a little further, the little sanctuaries, it's not going to be confusion, it's going to be peace, all right, and we can see that. And we can vividly see that, amongst the brothers of GGMS, starting with the other apostles on down. All right, there's peace. All right, there's peace. All right, we know that the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the truth of Yahweh Shema Shah is the cure for all that confusion. I always see that all the BS that the other camps get into. All right, you got Sakari. Well, Pegasus and this nigga, you got IUIC and getting mustard grenades or getting basically over in Kenya, and they having all this shit thrown at them. That's confusion. All right, you got those guys out there, on the front lines, and you're putting their lives at stake, man. All right, that's not what this is about. All right, that's not what Yahweh Shema Shah is about. All right, he's not Yahweh Shema Shah is not the author of confusion. All right, Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace. All right, and if he's supping with you, if he's supping amongst you, then there's gonna be peace. You're not gonna see all that confusion, man. You're not gonna see all that BS going on. All right, let's go to the next precept. We'll go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 3. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, starting at verse 5. All right, it says, trust in Yahweh Shema Shah with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. All right, verse 7. But not wise in thy own eyes. All right. Fear Yahweh Shema Shah and depart from evil. All right, so trusting Yahweh Shema Shah with all thy heart, which also goes to the Ab, which is your mind. So trusting Yahweh Shema Shah with everything in you. All right, and lean not on your own understanding. Your own understanding goes back to you being delusional, you being confused. All right, you actually, if you think that your wisdom, your own knowledge, your understanding is above Yahweh Shema Shah, you're truly delusional for real. All right, the masses are delusional. They're done. They cooked. All right. It says that acknowledge and all Salakia. It says in all thy ways acknowledge him. So we always give thanks to Yahweh Shema Shah. That's the first thing we do when we turn the camera on. We wake up in the morning. We try to increase in prayer more and more and more, and acknowledging and giving that thanks to Yahweh Shema Shah, and he continue to direct our paths. In peace, and laying the things out. Things begin to, we put in the work and things just begin to fall into place. All right. It says, be not wise in your own eyes. So we're not acting like a know-it-all. All right. We always give the glory to Yahweh Shema Shah for giving us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. And with that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we have been provided the cure to depart from the evil, to depart from the wickedness, all right, to depart from this delusion, to depart from all the BS and the enchantments and everything that comes along with it, with the world outside of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, so that cure is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, and the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's the cure. All right, but you have to fear Yahweh Shema Shah. All right. let's see. Let's get see if we can grab a few let's checking a few translations. The one of the point we was getting at is that you can't get around that fear of Yahweh Shema Shai, and that's one of the biggest things that's wrong with this place, man. Let's just do this. Let's type in this. See what we get. Cause there's a multitude of precepts. All right, we'll just catch a few of them. All right. Psalms 19:9, the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of Yahweh Shema Shai is true, righteous, and all together. All right. The fear of Yahweh Shema Shai is the beginning of wisdom. All right. And a good understanding have all they that do his commandments and pray and his praise and do it forever. All right. So that wisdom puts us outside of that it's secure for that delusion, but we got to fear Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of Yahweh Shema Shai is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instructions, and fools are delusional. All right. The masters, man, these folks are delusional. All right. There's a multitude of precepts you can go into. The fear of Yahweh Shema Shai is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. All right. But the point is here, not to get too off topic, but the point is, I just wanted to, just kind of hit my spirit then, so I just want to type that in. But there's a multitude of precepts that goes into that fear of Yahweh Shema Shai. But I did that to show the significance and the importance of having that fear of Yahweh Shema Shai, because that's what this world lacks. All right, that's what the masses lack. All right, you cannot be cured from this world. You cannot be opened up. You cannot be brought out of that delusion, out of these enchantments. All right, without Yahweh Shema Shai. And that beginning is having that fear of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. So let's get back into it. We're gonna go to Philippians 4:7. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 7. And the peace of the Most High, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. It says, and the peace of the Most High, which passeth all understanding. All right, the peace and the understanding of Yahweh Shema Shai surpasses all the understanding, anything else of this world, man. And it shall keep the hearts and minds. It shall keep the hearts and minds through Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So, and that's a cut there to anyone who tries to go around Yahweh Shai, thinking that you're gonna get straight to the Father. He even said, "No one." He says, "I am the way, but through me, no one else can get to the Father." Roughly paraphrasing. The point is, that's the way out of this thing, man. All right. If you just don't know, all right, and you don't understand, or you just lost in any way, man, Yahweh Shema Shai is the way. Yahweh Shema Shai is the cure. All right. And it's the ongoing process. All right. Let's grab two more and we're gonna close it out. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 85 and verse 8. Psalms chapter 85 and verse 8. I will hear what the power of Yahweh Shema Shai will speak. All right. For he will speak peace unto his people and to his saints, but let them not turn again to folly. All right. So meaning that I will hearken to the words and to what Yahweh Shema Shai says. And he speaks through the prophets. All right. Meaning that I'm gonna listen to that. All right. And what Yahweh Shem Shah saying is the good news. It's peace. All right, it's salvation. All right, it's really something to look forward to, man. It's really this is really something to dig into and really get in and what they say you want to grind. We got to grind for Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, because if you listening to what Yahweh Shem Shah is saying, it's nothing but good news, man. And we getting closer and closer and closer. All right. He says, but and to his saints, but not let them turn again to folly. All right, that word folly goes into foolishness and wickedness. So with Yahweh Shem Shah, listening to Yahweh Shem Shah, I having that fear Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, we won't turn again to being wicked. All right, to being foolish. All right, to being a part of folly. All right, we all had a life before we came into this truth, before Yahweh Shem Shah, decided to wake. It was time for us to wake up, or it was time for us to be called and chosen to go into this walk and do this work. No matter what you was doing. All right, I'm pretty sure everybody has some folly somewhere. But with Yahweh Shem Shah, when it comes to listening to Yahweh Shem Shah and hearkening to the words of Yahweh Shem Shah, and you pray that Yahweh Shem Shah keeps you in that spirit, you won't return to you won't return to that big BS, man. All right. Let's grab one more. Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. And we're gonna close it out with this one. This is Proverbs chapter 2 and verse 6. For Yahweh Shem Shah giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. All right, Yahweh Shem Shah giveth that wisdom. All right, he gives that cure, pulls us out of that delusion. All right, he pulls us out of that folly, out of this wickedness, all right, out of that bullshit. All right, and when they give us that wisdom, it comes that knowledge and that understanding that comes out of their mouth. All right, that's given to us, and now we're like, oh, okay. All right, now, and then you begin to look at this world from a totally different lens, man. You get to see how everybody's zombified around here, man. Everybody's just a bag of bones, man. You should want this cure. You should want Yahweh Shem Shah, man. All right, you should want this truth. All right, that's probably what I'll change to. Part 2, this truth, the cure. All right, the cure, this truth. Some along that lines. All right. Let's see what we got in before we close out. NLT, but Yahweh Shem Shah grants wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. All right, but again, like you said, we see that the cure is this truth, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, and there's no way around it. And that begins with having that fear in Yahweh Shem Shah. That begins with turning away from the folly, turning away from the BS, turning away from the wickedness, and being instant in prayer, man, and having the ultimate fear. Because I'm pretty sure I speak for all brothers when I say, hey, brothers, you have a serious spirit. At the end of the day, we do not want Yahweh Shem Shah to take us out of this thing, because we know it's not this thing. It ain't over. All right, it is not over. It's a scary sight seeing people. They come into this thing, they be on fire, and then they fall out. It's a scary thing, man. It's a scary thing. All right. So with that, that's a quick lesson. Wanted to put some on wax. All right. So with that, I pray that this was edifying to you. All right. Till again, I'm gonna say Ball, Kermashala, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakadash Barakathum. Shalom.